Today, I will talk about the best Prebuilt gaming PCs under $1,200. A lot of people requested me this idea and I haven't made a video about Prebuilt PCs under $1,200 in a long time, so it's time to update these gaming PCs. You will have the links to all of these PCs mentioned down below in the description, as well with other budgets in case your budget is not in this video. Now, let's start. As always, with the first one, we have the cheapest one on the list and it's the HP Pavilion, but this time it's the $650 one, and it has the RX 5500 alongside the Ryzen 3 5300G. This combination is pretty decent for 1080p gaming and you're paying $650, which I think you're getting a good performance for what you're paying. My recommendation here is for you to click on customize and buy and change the GPU to the 1650 Super just for a $20 difference, and if you can afford it, upgrade the RAM to 16 gigs for $100 more and the SSD with 1TB. The total price on this case will be $850, but if you don't want to spend this amount of money because you have $650, $700, you can chip out by choosing 1TB of hard drive instead of 1TB of SSD, which is not going to be as fast but still 1TB of storage. In that case, the gaming PC will be $818, but if it's still too much, you can downgrade the RAM to 8 gigs, and there's a good thing about this is that it has 2 sticks of 4 gigs, which means that it's dual channel, so it's not that bad, but I definitely recommend you upgrading the RAM later on when you can. Now for $100 of difference, we have another one from HP, but this time you get a better processor, which is the Ryzen 5 4600G, and you can upgrade the RAM to 12 gigs if you feel like 16 gigs is too expensive. So for $879 you get a better CPU, 12 gigs of RAM if you can't upgrade to 16 gigs, which is what I recommend, 1TB of SSD and the GTX 1650 Super. For $879 I think it's a pretty good deal, since a lot of gaming PCs are coming with the GTX 1050 Ti in this type of budget, so I think this Prebuilt gaming PC is definitely worth buying if you have this type of budget. For 1080p games, this gaming PC will average more than 60 FPS in almost every game, and for esports titles like CSGO and Valorant, this gaming PC will average more than 144 FPS if you lower the settings to competitive. Now for less than $100 of difference, we got the Cyberpower Gaming Extreme VR. I recommend this gaming PC a lot as well because it has the GTX 1660 Super, and there is a huge difference between the 1660 Super and the 1650 Super. You have the i5-10400F, which is a great overall CPU. It's like a Ryzen 5 3600, a little bit better for gaming, and you get 8 gigs of RAM and 500 gigs of SSD. The downside for this PC is that it only comes with one stick of 8 gigs, so it means that it doesn't have dual channel. This is something to keep in mind, so I recommend you upgrading the RAM, and if you can't afford 16 gigs, at least buy 2 sticks of 4 gigs to replace these 8 gigs with a dual channel memory. In terms of storage, you can upgrade it if you want, if you feel like 500 is not enough for your games, but it's pretty decent and you can do this later on when you have more money. There is no game at 1080p that you can't run with this PC at 60 FPS on average, not even the high demanding video games like Red Dead Redemption 2. So if you want to play any game at 1080p 60 FPS on average, this gaming PC is for you, and if you have $1,200 you can go with this PC and have $300 left to spend, maybe in a gaming monitor or something that you like, which by the way you will find the link in the description to my video about the best 144Hz gaming monitors for every budget. With the next gaming PC, we have one from ABS on Newegg, and this one is the ABS Challenger gaming PC. This one has the i5-10400F, so it's the same CPU as the last one, and you get the GTX 1660 Ti, which is a little bit better than the 1660 Super. 16 gigs of RAM at 3000 MHz and 500 gigs of SSD. So it's really similar to the last one, but here you get 16 gigs of RAM on dual channel, so if you don't want to put the RAM by yourself, this gaming PC is for you. And of course, the GPU it's a little bit better, but it's not like you're going to find a huge difference. So if you have $1,200, you can buy this and save $100, and it's a great overall gaming PC. But if you have $1,200, I wouldn't recommend buying this one. I would go with the last one from Cyberpower or with the next one, which is the ABS Master Gaming PC with the i5-10400F, same CPU, but here you get the RTX 3060, and here you're going to notice a difference from the 1660 Super to the RTX 3060. So my conclusion for the best PC under $1,200 is this ABS Master, and if you have the money to buy it, I think it's worth the buy to play at 1080p and even even 1440p. You can start gaming with ray tracing too, so if you're interested in gaming with ray tracing, this one is your best option. Of course, for esports title, this gaming PC will average more than 144 FPS and even 240 in some games like Fortnite, CSGO, Valorant and Minecraft. So if you're playing one of those games, you may want to consider buying a 240Hz monitor. That was the list, and if you found it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly, hit the bell button so you get notified when I upload this type of content. And remember that if your budget is not in this video, you can either go to the description and see the gaming PCs that I put there, or go and see my video about the best overall gaming PCs of the month by clicking in the top right of the screen. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.